Good morning, good evening, good night, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to Rage Across New York. Snowpocalypse special. Today, in the late afternoon in New York, a group of Garu in this raging blizzard stretching for miles upon miles upon miles on the American East Coast. A van stops on the Brooklyn Bridge and pulls over nigh on the roads of New York being almost deserted by New York road standards. For Olaf, from backwoods Minnesota, still crazily busy. I'm barely able to see from one end of the bridge to the other in the furious blizzard. Standing snow on the roads. And specifically hidden on one of the pillars are a long chain of carabiners and ropes. We have Olaf, and leading the group, and all dressed in white, Talia, Lucas, and Maeve, the Theurge. Want to talk to the storm. Over to you.
So are we doing the climb on this, or are we, which way do you want to do it? Because if so, it's time to plunge out of the van in all our winter gear with all of our harnesses on and head back towards that gate and that lock that Lucas has picked once before.
Mm-hmm. If you like.
Maeve will have had Talia and Lucas both double check her gear to make sure she's got it on properly, has it on solidly, has it fitted right, because she is the least capable of the three of them.
Talia is checking both of you, making sure that Maeve also has her spare gloves. Yeah, she's checking every single piece of your equipment. She's taken some extras. She's also niftily got her ice axe with her just in case she needs to knock ice off shit. Yeah, so everything. And she's gonna check anything that you've set up beforehand as well.
Mm-hmm.
Probably muttering instructions under her breath, half telling you things, half just on automatic, because you can tell this is what she's used to having to do all the time.
Olaf, for his part, looks at Maeve. Maeve? Okay, one thing.
Okay.
If you are not a Cleath soon after this mission is over, I will express my displeasure by punching many faces. None of them will be yours.
She will grin broadly, and she is, by the way, she has shifted Glabro like the moment they were off Sept so that they could fit everything properly in that form. She needs the extra strength to get up there. So she's a tad taller than normal, a tad more mature looking than normal, and she bobs her head and still has kind of a childish grin.
Second, don't fuck this up. Not writing on it. Like the fate of the nation, but no pressure. Just don't fuck it up. And third, don't forget to have fun.
She just looks at him in shock. Like really? It's the really face? Like, really?
He smiles and then looks
just
over.
Just keep faking happy. It makes me work better.
Mm-hmm. And he ruffles her hair just a little bit. And Talia, keep doing what you're doing. Lucas, you require no future instructions other than let these two die.
Okay, fair enough.
I will hold you accountable. So, go do what you gotta do. I'm gonna smoke some cigarettes.
Alright. Lucas is going to go to do the chain link fence and go ahead and start to do his fantastic luck picking talent. Click, 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 click. Would you like a roll? Click, click, click.
Yes, please.
Alrighty. Do. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yep. That is a safely opened gate.
Link. Go ahead and take the lock pad out. Go ahead and show it to Olaf. Olaf, hold this.
Olaf, his gloves are already on. I mean, not even just because he thought he was going to do something felonious, but because it's cold out. He holds it.
Oh, absolutely. Goes ahead and tosses it to you. Opens the gate up by bringing the chains out and leaving the chains on the gate. Starts to walk up to the, oh dear God, stair access.
Yep. Maeve will toddle through after him.
Talia's coming through. When you say stairs, are you talking about the metal ladders?
Oh yeah, it's the metal ladder.
Right.
And Maeve will point up to a little over a full body length off the ground. Will be probably the first of carabiners that are left every body length and a half, maybe something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So not too terribly close together, but pretty regular, and just tug down her scarf so she can speak to Talia. I stuck these every so many rungs on the way up. I hope they help.
It'll be good for safety at least. If I can make a suggestion, I would suggest I can go first. I can knock off any ice. I've got a bit of climbing chalk. I can put a little bit on it. It'll help your grips in the cold and the blizzard. If we follow the same rope, if you go next, and Lucas, if you go, either follow us up last, or one of us, or if you want to go first, if you've been up here, one of us should stay at the bottom until the others are at least all the way up as a safety person on the bottom of the rope.
I'll go ahead and be your butt, alright?
Okay.
Like you said, you can go ahead and crack that ice off and leave chalk for us. I have no idea the condition of these metal bars, but oh, I bet it's going to be terrible.
Right. If we're agreed, she's not going to waste any time. She'll go over to the first one and start setting up ropes and pass the rope back to you guys so that everyone's at least on the rope. All you need to do is, I'll take the rope up first and thread it down. Just make sure as you go up, your rope is clear of the steps and running cleanly through all the carabiners.
Maeve nods. Are we going to set up the lines between us, or...?
I suspect having one, probably one, something to connect us.
Noddle. She'll look to Lucas since he had that line last time.
Out of his pack, he'll go ahead and retrieve a few lines and offer it to Talia for her to inspect.
She will look them over and check and pick two of the ropes he offers. Set up the first one as like the main lead line, and then one to go between us all.
Yep, Maeve is going to clip herself in.
So,
Click.
And look to Talia to lead the way.
Yep, she's going to head over to the first step. Give a brief thing of if anyone's in trouble in case it gets really noisy, like one yank on the rope will get me to pause. Like two yanks means you're in trouble.
Nod.
Good.
And she will grab her, go to the first step, which is probably not too icy this far down, but then work on her way up, knocking off ice where she needs to. And where if it looks a bit slippy, like putting some chalk on the metal to stop, a bit like salt, so it'll melt some of the ice and it will stop. It'll make it less slippy for the others following behind her.
Whew. And
Okay.
once she's gotten high enough, Maeve will get onto the ladder and just start carefully climbing behind. And presumably once she's high enough, Lucas will be doing the same.
I would recommend leaving about at least a body length distance, at least like a body length and a half between everyone. That way if you slip, you've got a little way to fall without crashing into the person beneath you.
Okay.
Duncan, do you want us to roll something?
Strength athletics, please.
At this time, I'll go ahead and activate City Running.
Yep, that's not a problem at all.
I have that too.
Yay!
I am not a special person, so. Ooh.
What do I need to roll for city running?
And if you're in Glabro, don't forget your 2 extra dice of strength.
Mm-hmm.
I don't actually. I did not mean to roll that. Hang on.
Wait, we get to for. Oh yeah. Hold
Yeah.
on. Don't. I hate doing that. I hate doing that. Watch, this will
Oh,
be
yeah.
ones. Oh, one success. That's always good.
Yeah, otherwise I'd only be rolling 3 dice, so.
To activate City Running, you just go ahead and spin a rage.
Oh, awesome. That's easy enough.
Grr.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you said strength athletics, Duncan.
Yeah.
Duncan, good question.
Okay. I will point out with city running, if you're planning on doing strenuous physical activity later, keeping that rage for a full strenuous physical activity.
Oh yeah, that's a thing. I think I don't. I'm to be fair with athletics and speciality and climbing. I don't think she's going to bother with that. I just looked at just how many dice I have. Hopefully I'm not cursing myself.
Duncan, would perfect balance also apply to this?
No, it wouldn't.
Ah, thank you.
I imagine these rolls are specifically for the hauling our asses up there, not necessarily not falling.
Yeah. Well, if it's a botch, it's to not fall in its own way because you'd failed the not falling,
Okay, Duncan, strength athletics. I do have a speciality in climbing.
which doesn't come into play. But you've got 2 successes there.
Yeah.
Are my dice showing up? God.
No.
Let me... Well, I can't reload, can I, since I'm hosting? Then I will just do this really quickly. So that you can see the 2 successes to the right.
Yeah, that's cool.
And I will just do that as necessary. Sorry about that.
No worries. Okay, that's fine. So steadily climbing up, fingers steadily getting numb. The trio make their way to the top of one of the towers of the Brooklyn Bridge. The wind up here is substantially more ferocious than on the ground. Yeah. Anything that is remotely loose, hair, ropes, clothing, will be whipping around like mad. And yeah, if you want to jump sideways to try and talk to Stormface.
Yep.
Let's peek.
Maeve is going to very carefully make the transition from the ladder to the standing area at the very, very top.
Mm-hmm.
And very, very slowly, very carefully, just kind of scooch to the middle, because she is not as big a fan of heights as her friends. She's not scared of them, per se, but this is still a mind-bogglingly high place to be. So she'll scooch to the middle, and she'll whip off her hat, loosen her scarf some, and sidestep. She'll take her time, pull a little compact mirror out of her pocket, and just kind of say, "Oh, wish me luck."
Luck.
And we'll take her time to cross the gauntlet.
Talia's not going to sidestep. I don't know if Lucas is going, but she will stay and she will secure all the climbing gear and stay with that stuff.
Oh, Lucas is sidestepping. He doesn't know. Well, he's not going to be talking, but he doesn't want her to be alone. Especially when there's the chance for the win. Just want to go ahead and blow her off the bridge. That'd be
Agreed,
terrible.
she shouldn't go alone, but I think that I can stay here, and if I need to come across and get you, I also have my phone here in case Olaf needs to summon us.
Yeah, thumbs up. And Lucas is going to go ahead and take a compact mirror and go ahead and take his time to slip between the webs of the gauntlet.
Okay. So, when you cross onto the umbral reflection of the Brooklyn Bridge, the air is full of raging air elementals and ice elementals, descending from the normal heights of the stratosphere to wreak their fury in the snowpocalypse. All raging around a central, massive figure shaped from the clouds and flying snow itself. Hello?
Oops, sorry. Maeve's going to take a second to just kind of breathe, figure out how to breathe with the wind whipping that quickly. She's actually going to tug whatever binding is out of her hair so that the bright ginger is writhing around, slapping at her shoulders, slapping at her face, slapping at her back. And for lack of a better idea, we'll simply call out to the spirits that are whipping past and wreaking merry havoc.
The ice elementals flying through the sky whip around Maeve, further dropping the already cold temperature, almost definitely forcing out a shiver.
Oh, she's... In fact, do you want me to roll willpower to see how well she can maintain her composure as the temperature drops? Because I assume it's going to continue to do so.
Stamina, please.
Oh, stamina?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. Straight stamina. Boop. Oh, surprisingly well. Just real quick. Bloop. 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 Got 2 over there. 8,
Yeah.
9, 5, 4.
Cool.
I'll do the same. Nope. I'm fucking frozen to the ground.
Yeah, so
Oh,
with,
no. That's just a fail.
yeah,
God.
with Maeve stood defiant before the storm and Lucas's teeth chattering, his arms clutched tight to his chest, generally being a bit of a wimp. The great form at the center of the storm shifts its gaze towards the bridge.
And she will call out. Great Spirit, I beg your assistance. I beg your time.
The
Just trying to kind of gauge its expression.
in fact, actually, it won't be a deep rumbling for a snowstorm. It'll be for a sort of howling shriek. Who is the
Perception.
child who comes before me?
I am Maeve MacPhaon, ancestor of the Ardrai of the Fianna. I come to humbly beg your assistance.
Lucas is already manifesting Gnosis in a ball in his hands.
Sorry, that word. I realized as I said ancestor, I'm like, that is not the word I wanted to come out of my face.
Antecedent.
And she will likewise hold a hand high up above her and manifest a point of gnosis and offering.
The gnosis manifests in your hand and goes up into the air and is whipped, and you see the ball lost in the flurry of the storm before its great majesty. And what service do you need?
I have spent the last month learning to appreciate the cold of the winter's grasp. I have given up the things that have granted me comfort, and I have learned to survive without the things that most people cannot do without. I ask that you inflict this cold, striked winter over, and what was it, Albany?
Yeah.
Yes, over this laboratory in Albany. They seek to do harm to Gaia, to a great swath far beyond the reaches of our sept. I wish you to blind them with your snows.
And what do you offer for me reaching out my mighty hand and smothering this place?
If you wish it, Great Spirit, I will expose myself to the winter and spend all of it outside of the comfort of a home or a roof, outside of shelter. I have others that are willing to give as necessary to properly respect the gesture that you are offering by doing this deed.
You will bear yourself to the cold.
I will, Great Spirit.
And you will build no fire nor heat to destroy my children.
Yes, Great Spirit. I will do this.
And whilst the snow remains, you may not warm yourself. You will not enter shelters. You will endure, my majesty.
I will.
Then so be it. I will extend my reach further to this place and blind them with ice.
You do me great honor, Spirit. I thank you.
And yeah, the storm spirit parts, or rather reshapes itself.
And Mavis just going to stand there in mild shock that wasn't more harrowing than it was, and just again go back to, breathing in and breathing out and breathing in. Pay attention to the fact that, or pay no attention to the fact that your lungs are screaming from the cold. Just kind of breathe. It's good for you.
Yeah.
Lucas looks on. So that's it?
I believe we have been dismissed.
Well, okay. Just remind me. What did you agree to?
I have agreed to enter no shelter this winter, and to create no source of warmth that would destroy the snow or destroy the children of this blizzard.
For how long?
I imagine I will be all winter.
Okay. Lucas makes a mental note to himself.
I imagine I'll be spending a lot of time in the Umbra so that I can remain in Lupus, but outside.
Your fur is insulated.
It will be more effective than clothing that will just end up soaked and needing changing constantly. But I will still be out in the storm.
Well, think you just made things a whole lot easier for everybody. And fuck it. Let's go back to the sept.
She kind of nods and yeah, let's slip back across and just the crawl down this bridge, right?
Yep.
Sounds like a plan.
Nod. So she will take the time and focus again, pull out the little compact because it's dedicated, yay! And slip back across, and then go fishing in the snow for her hat.
Compact mirror. Taking the time. Fuck you, Weaver Wes. Fuck you, Weaver Wes. Fuck you, Weaver Wes. Fuck you, Weaver Wes.
And we'll come back across with an elated, if almost panicked smile for Talia, who I don't know if she's there, but yay.
Talia would be there, but I think Talia is in the other room.
No, Talia can be here.
Okay.
That works.
You can pausing quite. Yes. She will be turned to me and be like, "That was quick. Did it work?"
She nods. Can we just get back down now?
Yeah,
if I get to the ground, I have officially survived this.
Let's get off this place. It's cold enough as it is.
Alright, same formation going down. I'll go first. And Lucas is going to go ahead and get his shit back together and start
Talia will then pass him a little bit of chalk just in case things have started freezing back up in the time we're up here.
Ah, good idea. He'll go ahead and take the chalk and, with Talia's instructions, start applying it to each rung as he goes ahead and makes his descent.
Strength athletics for all of you, because, in fact, actually, firstly, can Talia make a survival check, a stamina check to endure the cold, and then all of you are going to need strength athletics.
Sure. 2 ticks. Yeah, she's fine.
Okay, so yeah, strength athletics checks. Talia and Maeve are checking at difficulty 6. Lucas is checking at difficulty 8 because the cold has got to him and his hands aren't working very well.
Thank you for city running. Clap roll 4, 2, 3, then we're rolling. Ow! I don't get any successes this time.
Okay. Can Maeve and Talia make strength checks to catch Lucas as his grip slips?
Oh, sugar.
Oh boy.
Holy shit. Oh, no pressure, Katie. No pressure. Straight strength.
Yeah.
Oh god. Yeah, I'm really glad there's safety lines. Let me share to be fair.
Mhm.
Oh god. It's a good thing we have safety lines, because I just botched.
You botched.
I think so. I got 155.
Yeah. Can Talia make a strength check to try and catch Maeve, who is tugged off by Lucas?
Shit. Oh Jesus.
6 still.
Yeah.
I have 1 success.
Okay. So Talia manages to catch hold of Maeve. However, Lucas swings free. Luckily, you do have the safety lines, but Lucas has this brief moment slipping and falling through the snow and falls for about 6 feet before being brought to an abrupt, jerking stop. Courtesy of the lines. Please take 3 bashing as
Cool.
things get pushed where they're not supposed to go.
Things get put where they're not supposed to go. Lucas gets himself a little bit of burn. Can I try to reattach myself to the freaking ladder?
as any gentleman who's worn a climbing harness knows, it's probably a slightly bit higher pitch than normal.
Oh yeah. Yep. Up. Tries to grab onto the to the ladder. I go.
Talia's going to attempt to. She will have, tried to be shouting advice to him and tell him to swing on the rope. And, like, just calm down and just swing. If you can't catch it the first time, push back off and then control yourself as you swing back in.
Oh, so that we're repelling now? Are you telling
just
him
to
to
get him
repel?
back onto the ladder.
Well, no, because you're hanging by your safety rope. If you're spinning and you won't necessarily know, like, if you're banging on things, you're still hung by the harness as if you're rappelling, but you can't actually rappel downwards. You're at the same fixed height, but you need to be able to swing in and catch something and catch back hold of the ladder.
Okay,
Because
so
maybe Talia can't move whilst your weight is on the line.
okay. So what you're saying is that Lucas needs to adjust himself, and I apologize if things are going robot-y. You're coming robot-y to me, but you're saying he needs to go and adjust himself, put his feet on the wall first, and untangle himself, and then try to grab onto the ladder and pull himself up, so that you guys do not have the entire weight of Lucas.
Yes.
Okay, he does that. He will attempt that anyways.
Maeve, meanwhile, after being caught up, has literally looped her arms and hooked them on the rung, so that, she's as anchored as she can get until he's back on the rungs.
Okay. And group slowly manage to make their way down. Lucas, probably a bit more gingerly now, a bit slower than planned.
Oh, yeah. Maeve is going to take her sweet-ass time to make sure she has a solid grip the rest of the way, because that adrenaline rush.
I forgot I could boost those rolls.
So glad to have you around here, Talia.
And only once her feet are on the ground will Maeve finally start breathing at a normal rate and get her hammering heart in order.
As Talia hits the ground, she will, before she starts packing everything away and doing it all properly and checking everything, she will turn around and clap Lucas on the shoulder. And this is why we have safety ropes, because adrenaline's fun and all, and that was thrilling, but, death isn't something. We want to wink at death, not dare him too much.
Yep, that sounds good. Oh. Let me lock this place back up. Lucas goes in and untangles himself, offers the ropes back. He's not going to touch his harness, because that's in a special place right now. Walk back over to Olaf. Okay.
Olaf, toasty, warm from having been in the van this entire time, smoking cigarettes and listening to the radio, gets out and looks at the cubs. So, anybody die?
Nope, almost did.
Shakes head.
Okay,
Also,
that's good.
Olaf, you may need to roll down your windows.
We'll get to that in a moment. Maeve, did you do your duty by the nation?
Of course.
And did you remember to have fun?
Yeah, so much fun.
Okay, great. So, Lucas was saying something. I imagine there was Boone. Did Boone go as we wanted?
Yes.
And what about the ban?
I may not seek shelter this winter in any way. So, we have to open the windows in the van.
We have to open the windows in the van.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shelter, huh? And he, rotates around and stares at the van. trying to gauge whether or not opening all the windows is going to undo its status as a plausible shelter.
I'll sit in the front seat, passenger seat, and lean into the window so that there is no excuse that I am escaping the winter's cold. If anything, it'll be even colder because we'll be moving.
Well
I
then,
suggest we roll the windows down for a while and maybe wait a few minutes, therefore
Oh.
any residual will have been lost.
actually, I have solution. And he goes back to the vehicle and turns it on cold instead of heat, and even hits that little snowflake button to make sure it's extra chilly in there.
It turns on the AC for reals.
There we go. And he rolls down all of the windows. We now have all of the cold, none of the shelter. I would say that would be satisfying, but then again, I am no Thurge. Okay
Talia
then.
will take her gloves back.
Yep. Maeve will offer back the gloves, and we'll actually go ahead and offer back the harness since she won't be in the back part of the van where it'll be easier to do inside. And she will make sure they're cleared out of the way so that Lucas can close the gate and relock it while they're getting straight.
Yep. Click, click, click. Yay! It's like we were in a
Oh.
movie.
All right, young ones. Into the van. We're in for a real interesting ride.
You say interesting, I say cold.
Sorry.
Tomato, tomato, potato, potato, do 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 do. I love that song.
Let's call the whole thing off.
Yes, mate, that one. When Harry Met Sally, very interesting film. And once they're all in, he turns on the vehicle and begins to drive the most interesting of drives back to the Sept with Maeve, like, doing her best to...
Maeve will be partially hanging out the window. You know how in the summer people like loop their arm out the window and kind of lean out and have their face like half out? Yeah, she's doing all that in the snow and getting battered by snowflakes. She's going to be literally like eyebrows, eyelashes, and hair all covered in frost by the time they get back.
Meanwhile, Olaf on their radio is playing the soundtrack from When Harry Met Sally and singing along horribly. Actually, let's see how horribly. Not bad, actually.
Holy shit!
He does like an okay layperson's job. You wouldn't mind too terribly much, except he's kind of obnoxious about it.
Dude, with 2 10s, he probably sounds good for once. He's having like a fluke day.
Yeah, but it's made more obnoxious by, you know, when like your uncle or your dad is singing along in the car and kind of on one level kind of leans in and demands you join in. It's like
It's like that. All right, awesome. So that's what your trip back to the Sept is going to be like, kids.
Oh, goodness.
Yep.
Yep.
And with that, we shall end our scene.
Yep. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, ST, for STing. We love you long time. We'll see you next time on another episode of Winterocalypse.